I didn't plan to end up in those woods. It was supposed to be a shortcut, just a quicker way home. That's what Google Maps said. That's what I believed. And that's the last normal decision I remember making. It was around 10:40 p.m. when my car lost signal. One moment I had directions. The next, the map froze, the blue arrow spinning in place like it had no idea where I was anymore. I should have turned back right then, but the road ahead looked simple. Just one narrow path cutting through dense forest. No houses, no streetlights, no signs. Just darkness and trees packed so tightly they swallowed the sky. I told myself it would reconnect soon. It didn't. The deeper I drove, the quieter everything became. No insects, no wind, not even the hum of civilization in the distance. Just the low rumble of my engine and the crunch of gravel beneath the tires. Then my headlights flickered. Once, twice, and for a split second, just a blink, I saw something standing on the side of the road. I slammed the brakes. The car skidded slightly before stopping. My heart was pounding so hard it felt like it was echoing inside my skull. I stared ahead. Nothing. Then I turned my head toward the trees. Still nothing. I told myself it was just my eyes adjusting. Maybe a shadow. Maybe a branch shaped weirdly. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something had been there. Watching. I started driving again, slower this time. That's when I noticed the road wasn't the same anymore. The gravel had turned to dirt, thick, uneven dirt, like the path hadn't been used in years. My car struggled slightly as it rolled forward. And then I saw it. A sign. Old, rotten, barely hanging on to a crooked wooden post. I leaned forward, squinting to read it in the dim headlights. Turn back. That was it. No explanation. Just those two words carved deep into the wood, like someone had been desperate to make it clear. I laughed nervously. Very funny, I muttered, even though there was no one around to hear me. Still, something about it didn't feel like a joke. I reached for my phone. No signal. Battery, 18%. I hesitated. Then, I did something I regret more than anything else. I kept going. About 10 minutes later, my engine died. No warning, no sputtering, just off. The headlights dimmed but didn't completely go out. The dashboard flickered, then froze. I tried to restart the car. Nothing. Again, nothing. Come on, come on. Silence. That's when I heard it. A soft crunch behind the car, like someone stepping on leaves. I froze. Slowly, very slowly, I looked into the rearview mirror. At first I saw nothing. Then something moved. A shape. Tall. Too tall. Its body looked wrong, like its limbs were too long, bending at angles that didn't make sense. I stopped breathing. It didn't move. We just stayed there. Me in the car. It in the darkness. Then, it tilted its head. The motion was slow, deliberate, curious, like it was studying me. And then, it took a step forward. I didn't think, I just reacted. I threw the car into neutral and pushed the door open. The moment my foot hit the ground, the forest came alive. Not with normal sounds, with whispers. Low, layered, all around me. I couldn't understand the words, but I knew they weren't human. I slammed the door shut and locked it. The thing behind me stopped moving. Then, suddenly, it was gone. I scanned the mirrors. Nothing. The road behind me was empty again. But the whispers didn't stop.
They were closer now, circling. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. Big mistake. The light cut through the darkness and revealed dozens of shapes between the trees, standing still, watching. Not one, not two, dozens. All tall, all wrong, all facing me. My chest tightened. I couldn't breathe. Then one of them stepped forward. Then another. Then another. They weren't rushing. They didn't need to. They knew I wasn't going anywhere. I scrambled to try the engine again. Nothing. The battery started to die. The headlights dimmed even more. The shadows got closer. I could see them clearly now. Their skin looked stretched, pale gray, almost translucent. Their faces, God, their faces weren't right. No eyes, just smooth blank skin where eyes should be. But they were still looking at me. I could feel it. One of them stepped to the edge of the road. Then it spoke, not with its mouth, inside my head. Why did you come? The voice wasn't a voice. It was a pressure, a thought that didn't belong to me. I didn't mean to, I whispered, my voice shaking. Why did you come? The others started repeating it, over and over, layered, louder. Why did you come? Why did you come? Why did you come? I covered my ears, but it didn't help. It wasn't sound. It was inside me. Then something slammed onto the roof of my car. Hard. The entire vehicle shook. I screamed. Another slam, this time on the hood. The windshield cracked slightly. I looked up and saw one of them crouched on the car. Up close. Its face was inches from the glass. No eyes, but I knew it was staring directly at me. Its head twitched, unnaturally, like it was struggling to mimic human movement. Then it smiled. Not a normal smile. Too wide, too slow, like it had just learned what smiling was. I broke. I didn't care about the car anymore. I unlocked the door and ran into the forest. Branches tore at my arms, roots tripped me. The whispers turned into something worse. Laughter. They were enjoying this. I didn't look back. I couldn't, but I could hear them moving. Not walking, gliding. Fast. Too fast. I don't know how long I ran. Minutes. Hours. It all blurred together. Then I saw something ahead. Light. A small cabin. Old, but standing. I ran toward it and slammed into the door, pounding as hard as I could. Please, please open the door. Silence. Then the door creaked open slowly. Inside stood an old man. His eyes were wide, terrified, like he already knew. You saw them, didn't you? He whispered. I nodded, shaking. Get in. He pulled me inside and slammed the door shut, locking it with 3 different bolts. Then he turned off the lights. Don't make a sound, he said. We stood in complete darkness. The whispers stopped. For a moment, I thought it was over. Then, something scratched against the walls. Slow, deliberate, circling the cabin. The old man leaned close to me. They don't like light, they don't like noise, and they don't forget. Forget? What? I whispered. He didn't answer. Instead, he pointed toward the window. I looked, and I saw them. Dozens of them, standing just outside, waiting. They'll leave by morning, he said. Usually. Usually? I repeated. He swallowed hard. Sometimes. They take one. My chest tightened. Take? Where? He looked at me, and for the first time, I saw something worse than fear in his eyes. Guilt. He took my wife 3 years ago, and last week, my son, he quietly said. I felt the air leave my lungs. What happens to them? He didn't respond. He didn't need to, because at that moment, one of the creatures appeared right outside the window, closer than the others, and this time, it had eyes. Small, black, and human.
I wasn't supposed to be in that forest after dark, but I needed the money. The job listing was simple. Firewatch observer, 1-night shift, good pay, remote location, no experience required. It sounded easy. All I had to do was sit in a fire tower, watch for smoke, and report anything unusual. That was it. At least, that's what I thought. The drive there was already wrong. The GPS stopped working about 30 minutes before I arrived. The road turned from asphalt to gravel, then to something barely even a road, just tire tracks cutting through endless trees. And the deeper I went, the quieter it got. No animals, no wind, nothing. It felt like the forest was empty, waiting. I finally saw the tower just before sunset. It stood taller than the trees, a rusted metal structure rising out of the forest like it didn't belong there anymore. At the base, there was a small wooden shack. That's where I met the man who hired me. He didn't smile, didn't introduce himself. He just handed me a flashlight, a radio, and a set of keys. "Stay in the tower," he said. His voice was low, flat. "If you hear anything, don't respond." I frowned. "What do you mean?" He looked at me for a long second, then said something I didn't understand at the time. "Some things out here know how to sound like people." A chill ran down my spine. I forced a laugh. "Yeah, okay." He didn't laugh back. The climb up the tower felt longer than it should have. Step after step, the metal creaking beneath my feet. The forest stretched out endlessly below me, darker with every passing minute. By the time I reached the top, the sun was almost gone. The cabin at the top was small, just enough space for a chair, a desk, and windows on all sides. Perfect view of everything. Or at least, it should have been. At 9:12 p.m., the radio crackled. I jumped. Static filled the room. Then a voice came through. "Tower, do you copy?" I grabbed the radio quickly. "Yeah, I'm here." Silence. Then, "Don't use the radio after dark." My stomach dropped. "Wait, wasn't that you?" I asked. No response, just static. I told myself it was interference, bad signal, nothing more. But I didn't touch the radio again. Around midnight, I saw the first light, deep in the forest, a small flicker, like a campfire. Relief washed over me. Finally, something normal. I reached for the radio, then froze. The man's voice echoed in my head. "Don't use the radio after dark." I hesitated. Then I did something else instead. I grabbed the binoculars. When I looked through them, the relief disappeared instantly. It wasn't a campfire. It was moving, slowly, floating between the trees, like someone was carrying a lantern. But there was no body, no person, just the light, drifting. Then it stopped, and I felt it. That same feeling from the drive, like I wasn't alone, like something had just noticed me. The light suddenly went out. Just gone. The forest went black again. I lowered the binoculars slowly, and that's when I heard it. A voice. Below the tower. Hello? My chest tightened. It sounded like a woman. Soft, shaky. Is someone up there? I stepped back from the window. Every instinct told me to answer, but I remembered what he said. Some things out here know how to sound like people. Please, the voice said. I'm lost. It sounded closer now. Too close. I can't find my way out. Please help me. My hand moved toward the door. I don't even remember deciding to move. Something about her voice felt real, desperate, human. Then the radio crackled again, loud, violent. I jumped back. Through the static, I heard it. My own voice. Don't open the door. I froze. The woman's voice changed, subtle at first, then wrong, too deep, too slow. You can hear me, can't you? The words dragged unnaturally, like they were being forced. I forced myself to look out the window, slowly, carefully, and I wish I hadn't. Something was standing at the base of the tower, tall, too tall, its body stretched unnaturally thin, like it had been pulled upward. Its arms hung too long, dragging slightly on the ground. And its face was tilted upward, staring directly at me. But it wasn't the face that broke me. It was the smile. Wide, too wide, like it had practiced smiling, but didn't understand it. Then it spoke again, using her voice, perfectly. Why won't you help me? The tower ladder creaked, one step, then another, metal groaning, slow, deliberate, coming up. I backed away from the door. The entire tower began to shake slightly with each step it took. Closer, closer, closer. Then it stopped, right outside the door. Silence. A soft knock. 3 taps. Then my voice again, from the radio, whispering, "It's learning." I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I didn't make a sound. Morning came eventually. I don't remember when. I just remember the silence. The ladder wasn't moving anymore. The forest looked normal again. Too normal. I climbed down slowly. Every step felt wrong. At the bottom, there were no footprints, no signs anything had been there. The man was waiting. Same spot, same expression. "You stayed inside," he said. I nodded. He stared at me for a long moment, then said something that still keeps me awake at night. "Good." A pause. Then, "If you didn't, you wouldn't be you anymore." I left that place immediately. I never went back. But sometimes, late at night, I hear it again. That knock, slow, patient, and my own voice from somewhere outside my door, whispering, "Let me in."